Today, Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal, one of 2 police officers shot dead at Budumburam, has been buried in the Ashanti regional capital of Kumasi. The ceremony was attended by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. We'll be heading there in a bit for updates. But if you live in Kaswa, hear this. The IGP has announced a new plan to crack down on crime in the Kaswa enclave, where the police officers were fatally shot. The town and communities around it have for years become the hotspot of crime, blamed on inadequate number of police officers. But speaking at the residence of one of the police officers who was killed, the acting IGP said the activities of land guards and other criminals will be fought ruthlessly. Maxwell Agbaba has a report.
Blaring sirens as scores of people gather on the sides of the road leading to Kaswa as the top brass of the Ghana Police Service moved to the crime scene where 2 policemen were killed. Residents say they are terrified by criminal activities in their community.
Very sad and scared, because when we had the issue, we thought it wasn't true, but later on we found out that it was true, and we are very sad over here. So we are hoping that maybe things will get better, that they will catch those culprits so that they might be dealt with. So that's what we are expecting from the police service.
Acting Inspector General of Police James Opombuenu says now is the time to ruthlessly clamp down on the activities of land guards and other criminals who have been terrorizing residents of Kaswa.
I know that Kaswa has a lot of security challenges. I can assure the people of Kaswa that we are going to deal with that challenge and we'll deal with it effectively. All the land guards here, I'm sounding a note of warning to them. We are going to deal with them. They better find something better to do. Otherwise, they will not find favor in our eyes. So what I've said here is that what has happened will not deter us from doing or performing our normal duties. We'll continue to protect the people of Ghana as required of us.
Interior Minister Ambrose Derry says more resources will be given to the Kaswa Divisional Police Command to enable them effectively fight crime.
Yes, Kaswa has been a place that has posed some challenges. And the Police Council has directed that the status of the police structure in Kaswa be enhanced so that you get increased resources to be able to keep the place peaceful. But all that depends on your cooperation. Security is a collective responsibility. Give the information and give it on time.
You also talked about the security situation here in Kaswa, and you're saying that your outfit, you're going to do more to augment the security men here because you think Kaswa has a peculiar, problem.
The decision has already been taken by the Police Council, and the status of the station has been enhanced, and so with the allocation of resources. And so all I'm doing is reiterating that we want the police to be up and doing, and I've got the assurance, and we're going to ensure they do it.
Municipal Chief Executive of Ubutu Senya East, Michael Yao Isuman Mensah, says the population of Kaswa has outgrown the number of policemen. He disagrees with residents that the alarming crime rates is as a result of the influx of foreigners.
When we inherited this particular seat as MC, you would recall that the situation in Kaswa was so volatile. I mean, you would realize that on a daily basis we are having issues. And it is not because of foreigners alone, but because it's a cosmopolitan kind of municipality where you have not less than 240 people moving into to settle in Kaswa on weekly basis. And so with that kind of, mosaic background of cultural differences, societal differences, upbringing, educational backgrounds, you would expect that we would encounter some of these things. And then we'll be working with the IGP, both the one who just went on retirement and then this current one. We've met him. In fact, we've met the Vice President, myself, and the MP, Honorable Howard Kumsin.
When did you meet the Vice President?
It was sometime last year, and so we had some equipment to help the police. Per the UN standard, a police officer is supposed to be policing 500 civilians. But here in Kaswa, we have one police officer is to 1,800 civilians. Like this declaration is in the right direction for us.
Certainly, a situation that requires attention. More often, it is there's children who bury their parents. But we can hear from father of Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal, who has had to bury his son. He's been speaking to us at the funeral. He was distraught about his son's death.
Nyankopon domme ama awal me kura no a me wo no no na se mo yam nwanwa wa ya kwala bia wo sori ya wupu atiye ni niye me kura me wo awal me fere awal.
Awal is my son, and I brought him up in the ways of the Lord. He's a respectful child, always there for the family. He was loved by all. God knows best. May he keep his soul. When I heard the news about my son being shot, I was devastated, and so was the family. He's the seventh of 8 children. I've indeed lost a son. God knows best.
That's father of Mohammed Awal. May his soul rest in peace. We can go to Kumasi now and speak with my colleague on the security desk, Ohime Teria, who was at the funeral ceremony. Hello, Ohime. Ohime, if you do hear me, sum up what the Vice President has been saying so far for us.
Thank you, Gifty. The Vice President, Dr. Baumia, first delivered his condolences on behalf of the President and his personal one to the family of the bereaved, and then also asked that in times like these, the bereaved family is consoled, and also describes the killing and maiming of police officers as an act of cowardness. He described in the last 30 days, Ghana has recorded the killing of 5 officers who were not armed and discharging their lawful duties. And he said this acts where security officers who are supposed to protecting the citizenry, and the citizenry turn against them, is very distressing. We can have a watch of what he said.
Day that I'm coming here on behalf of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the government and people of Ghana to bring you our heartfelt condolences. Something very, very terrible happened on Wednesday, the 28th of August, where we had the cowardly and dastardly murder of 2 unarmed police officers doing traffic duty, Sergeant Michael Jamasi and Lance Corporal Awal Mohammed. They were murdered in cold blood by these criminals. And it's on behalf of the President that I'm here to extend my condolences to the family and to the community as a whole, because Ghana has lost 2 very, very gallant officers who have put their life on the line in the service of Mother Ghana. They have paid the ultimate price and made the ultimate sacrifice. Many of us sleep every day and we don't recognize the work that the police do every day to keep us safe. They protect us whilst we sleep. And it is our duty to do everything in our power to protect the police and to enable them to protect us.
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, they're calling for support for the work of the police. Let's go back to Ohime. Ohime, the Vice President has also been making some announcements about the police service in general and the source of recruitment they want to make to shore up the capacity of the service. Tell us.
Yes, President Gifty, the Vice President touched on the fact that government will do everything possible to ensure that attacks on the police officers do not occur, and to also ensure that police officers are protected. It is in this regard that he mentioned that since 2017, government has been retooling police logistics and then arming the police and providing the necessary logistical support that will enable police to work effectively. He mentioned the distribution of 4,500 bullet-proof vests to the police administration. And then he says that henceforth, no police officer will go out there performing his duty unarmed. So he says the era where police officers go out of station to work for the nation, not protected, is over. And he also mentioned the fact that government has approved giving clearance for the recruitment of 4,000 more officers to augment the current fleet of officers that we have in the country. We can take a listen to this.
The era when we send police for outside duties, whether for traffic or other duties, unarmed, I think is over. Henceforth, all police who go for outside duties will carry ammunition, will carry weapons, and will also have bulletproof vests and helmets. They have to. It is just by coincidence that just this week we delivered 4,500 bulletproof vests to the police service, and more will be coming. More logistics are coming. Since 2017, government has provided 567 vehicles to the police, 567 vehicles to help in their activities and to improve the efficiency of their response. We are getting more ammunition, more weapons. We've acquired 3 helicopters and so on, and a hangar. So we are trying to do a lot to improve the capacity of the police to respond. And I would also like to advise police officers that the bulletproof vests, I hear some of you say they are uncomfortable to wear. They may be, but they will protect your lives. Please wear the police vest when you are given police vest, the bulletproof vest to wear. Please wear the bulletproof vest because they will save your lives. We will continue to do everything in our power to provide the resources that the police need to protect all of us. They are doing a very, very wonderful job in protecting us, and we need to protect them so that they are able to protect us.
Vice President Dr. Mohammed Awal, while our checks reveal that officers assigned to traffic duties are still unarmed even today, but they're still going about their normal duties. Despite the event, the police say they are unfazed. They're assuring they will continue to work to reduce crime.
This was a discussion and it just came on air yesterday. Now that the directives have come out from the Minister of Interior, I think it will be communicated to the Inspector General of Police, and then they will take it up from there.
How are your men faring after the incident at Budumburam?
We have taken it in good faith, and then the men are also working as they were working previously. So there is no cause for alarm at all. We are not prepared. As much as our brothers have lost their life, yes, life must continue. So wise, we've been talking to them, like my division. I called them for a meeting. That was yesterday, or 3 days today, yes, when the incident happened. So I think we've been talking to them, encouraging them, giving them pep talk, briefing them, all other things, for them to be on their feet. They shouldn't be perturbed at all, because our boss is solidly behind us. So we are on the way.
We'll keep checking to find out whether or not police officers on traffic duties are armed, as the officials say. Well, let's stay a little longer in Kumasi with Ohiming. We'll get some update on the investigation by the police on the murdered chief Nana Fojo de Asampohene of Otumfuo Osei II. Ohiming, what is the latest on that ongoing investigation?
Gifty, what we do know is that the police have intensified their search for the main suspect, the man believed to be behind the murder of the late Nana Kojo Afodro, whose murder shocked the entire country. We are told from police sources that police have been to the residence of the main suspects identified as Mohammed Osman, also known as Alaji, age 38, and police have also succeeded in impounding a white Land Cruiser vehicle that he actually used on the same day that the chief's body was found in his Toyota Land Cruiser on the Ejra and Kranza road between Boom and Adiemra communities. And beyond this, police have been combing every area that they think will be successful in arresting the suspect. But just as we came on there, I had a discussion with a senior police officer who told me police are not relenting on their efforts. What they are doing now is to track the man believed to be the main suspect. In terms of what goes into the tracking, he wouldn't want to give details except to say that they are doing everything possible to ensure that he is arrested and brought to book. Earlier, there were suggestions that he may be hiding in the area where the late chief's body was found. Police have been combing the area and following important leads that they think will be helpful in the arrest of the suspect. Before then, they had also granted bail to 3 suspects who were picked aftermath of the killing of the late chief, including a man described as a close confidant of the chief. A linguist, we are told, is also one of the suspects. A linguist of a traditional linguist, yes, a traditional ruler in Kumasi is among the suspects. And another person, also described as a friend of the late chief, was also among the suspects picked up.
Finally, have we heard anything from the Menchia Palace?
Interestingly, the Asante has not officially commented on the issue. Just like I said a few minutes ago, I also had a discussion with a close source at the Menchia Palace who says the Asante wouldn't want to interfere with the police investigations. Now he's traveled outside the country. The source tells me when the Asante returns, he will get a briefing from the regional police chiefs. They will tell him where they've gotten to as far as their investigations are concerned. And afterwards, the Asante will make a public announcement. So for now, we think that this comment or anything that he says could interfere with the police investigation. So he wants to give the police the opportunity to work on their own. And once they are able to stumble on something, then they can brief the overlords of the Ashanti Kingdom on what they have done so far. So for now, Asante or the Menchia Palace is yet to comment on this officially. But what we are told is that, yes, the Asante within his chamber has been informed of the murder of the late Nana Asampohene, Nana Kojo Afodro.
Ohiming, thank you very much for that update. Ohiming Teria is a member of the security desk here at JoyNews, bringing us updates on the murder of that chief in the Ashanti region, as well as the burial of one of the police officers who was shot and killed at Buduburam. Now, head of legal and prosecutions at the Accra Regional Police Command, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Lydia Donko, says recent attacks on police personnel will not intimidate them in the performance of their duties. Describing the event as unfortunate, ACP Donko said it will rather make them strong and resolute to fight crimes in the country. She was speaking at a pull-out ceremony for the commanding officer of the National Police Training School. ACP Deborah Addison Campbell. Philip Ankra was there for JoyNews. Here is a report read to you.
Some personnel of the Ghana Police Service have come under attack from suspected criminals over the last few weeks. The recent murder of some personnel from the Kasoa MTTD brings to 5 the number of personnel who have lost their lives in the past 30 days. ACP Lydia Donko assures the service will come out stronger.
I don't believe that the police service will be intimidated in any way. The society we have is such that crimes will definitely occur. You can't have a society where there's no crime. But what happens is, if the police service is executing its mandate, is dealing with criminals and is also ensuring that people can go about their normal lives, that is what we are focusing on. It's unfortunate that a few of us will lose our lives, but it only makes us stronger and more resolved to deal with such situations. We're not going to be intimidated. We are not going to be let down by one or two unfortunate incidents. We are going to come out stronger and continue to deliver as is expected of us.
In spite of concerns about inadequate training for officers, ACP Donko says police officers in the country are well trained to perform their duties.
We are all just witnesses to our ceremony at the police training school. That should tell you that we have training as part of our activities. So training is an ongoing thing. You might not know what we are doing because our training might not be public knowledge, but day in, day out, men and women of the service are undergoing training. We always have refresher courses. Detectives, for example, are undergoing training at the Detective Training Academy. So we have training ongoing. Within our institution, we know what we have to do. If we have to revise our training, if we have to look at other areas, we'll definitely do that.
But acting commander for the training school, ACP Ernest Akrasi Mentam, called for more logistics to be provided for the service to enhance their work.
Equipment is very vital. Look at the MTU guys who went to the scene. They were not wearing bulletproof and all those things. So at least, if you are not well equipped and if you are not advanced as far as equipment is concerned, you'll be taken by events as far as the criminals are concerned. You actually need logistics. You see, sometimes the cost of security is very high and people take it for granted, but at least we should have an input into security so that we can also perform.
Glowing tributes were paid to the outgoing commanding officer, ACP Deborah Addison Campbell, for her outstanding service to the school and the nation as a whole. For JoyNews, Philip Ankresh report.
And it's certainly a delight to see all those female officers there, but of course, our condolences to the entire police service.